I was not aware of this. I wasn't on social media yesterday. And so I went to the Green Day concert at Providence Park. Good little show. And I was alerted by text via you that UNLV announced them and Air Force will be indeed staying in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
The Mountain West has promised them more money. We talked about that yesterday, actually, of like they could just pay those schools to stay.
What the exit fees are going to get, or the settlements and the lawsuits.
Well, the lawsuit will have to figure itself out. I'm a Pac-12 supporter. I don't know how they don't have to pay money. The agreement was not to poach during the scheduling agreement, and they poached, but we'll see what happens in court.
Some money will be spent. How much? Yeah, we don't know. Some money will be sent.
They want to knock the fee down. Anyways, UNLV and Air Force are going to stay in the Mountain West. Now, again, the Pac-12 doesn't have to make another addition until 2026.
You got time.
And I don't know what Phase 3 will be, but Phase 2 has fallen flat on its face.
Phase 2 was rough.
Phase 1 was okay, interesting, but not a lot of juice for me.
Yeah.
I personally would love them to can we just breathe? Can we just pause now? Or are they going to step into the UTEP, New Mexico State, Sacramento State?
Yeah.
What are they? I don't know what they're, Idaho. I don't know who they elevate, what they do next, but Phase 2 was a complete disaster.
Yeah, I will hate to sound like a broken record, but I will have the same take that I had on Tuesday. And I said, if this ends up being wrong, I will come on and tell you they had multiple chess moves that I didn't see coming, and kudos to them for figuring this all out. This is an unmitigated disaster, man. Like this is as bad as it could have gone, which is saying something. You announce an expansion with 4 new teams to add to the 2 to get to 6 when you didn't really need to publicly announce it at that point. And what you then allowed everybody else to do was go to the negotiating table and have leverage. And this is all blown up in your face. The AAC was able to circle their wagons and say, no, our 4 schools are staying. We're signing on to different things. They're looking at private equity. Let's get creative and stick together. You don't know what that TV deal is going to be for the Pac-12. Don't jump for that. Let's figure out how we can make more money together. You allowed the Mountain West to circle their wagons and negotiate and say, okay, well, we got extra money coming in. How about we entice UNLV and Air Force and some of these other schools to stick around? And it has all exploded. Like when I said this was a disaster on Tuesday, it was thrown in my face by Beaver fans of saying, well, when we get UNLV, the Mountain West will dissolve, and then we won't have to pay exit fees. So then we're going to have all this extra money to go be aggressive. That's clearly not happening anymore. You are going to have to pay exit fees. That conference will not dissolve. They're going to go get likely New Mexico State or UTEP. So now you guys are in an arms race with them to go get the next school.
Because you need 8 to be.
You have to get 8, and they still don't have 8, and you still don't have 8. Hawaii's only a partial member. They're just football only. So I'm not sure how that works with their overall numbers, if they need 2 more or just 1 more. But this has gone literally as bad as it could have gone.
Yeah.
And I just think the hard part, and I brought this up Tuesday, the hard part that I would have if I were a Cougar fan or a Beaver fan right now is just I just don't know if I trust the people in charge. Like, you screwed this up again. You had all this time to figure this out. This was your grand plan. You were strutting around doing interviews at the Civil War and at different media places like you were Conor McGregor, swinging your arms around in the ring like, I'm about to whoop your ass. And then all of this happened. Like, you just got your ass whooped. You got knocked on the mat. And you look like an idiot right now. This could not have gone worse for them.
You can always grab an 8th team, and I don't know who that is, but you can grab an 18th and then say, hey, we're a legitimate conference now. That's all well and good and probably what happens, but I think you just kind of have to face the facts and face the music. You couldn't get teams to leave the AAC, and you couldn't get 2 teams to leave the Mountain West. There's your place in college football. Unfortunately for now. We'll see what expansion, realignment, all that stuff is in 2030. But that's in 2030, and that's a long time to be operating on a small budget. So
yes, and that $10 to $15 million TV thing you thought you were going to get, it's not anywhere close.
It's not getting.
You might be at 6 now with this conference.
Boise was making just north of 7. I mean, unless Boise miscalculated, which is entirely possible. I just don't. 8, 9, whatever.
Yeah.
15 was never reasonable to me.